Hello, this is Darren Chang. I'm here to review yet another pack. This is a crossover pack for sure. And this is one made by Aer, A-E-R, and it is called their Flight Pack. So the folks at Aer were kind enough to send this to me to take a look at and use for about a week or so to test it out and see how it works as a crossover pack for me. This is in black. It also comes in gray. Couple things to keep in mind. This is a relatively small pack compared to the size that I usually go for. Don't forget, if you've seen my videos, you know that the ideal size for me is around 28 liters. This is a 23.6 liter pack. And so it is a little bit smaller, and therefore I can't hold its size against it, since they accurately did say that it is not a 28 liter. But you should know right up front that it was a little bit of a tight squeeze for me. And of course, that's completely dependent on the kind of things that you carry, and it may be that this is the perfect size for you. Later on in this video, I will show you how I pack it up, and you can compare what I put into this bag versus what you might consider putting into your crossover day pack. So let's begin, as always, with a tour of this pack. And let me first start with sort of the materials and how this bag is built, how it's made. And you should know that right from the start, this bag is in a totally different class of bag than those that I've reviewed so far. This thing is incredibly stout and well made. The material is thicker, the zippers are better, the workmanship is clearly top notch here. I didn't find a single sort of thread in the wrong place or any stray threads or something like that. Everything about this pack screams quality. Okay, so this thing is going to last forever if it works for you. If you think about bags on a spectrum of being sporty to professional, this is a crossover. There's no doubt you could use this on a weekend hike if you wanted to. But it certainly, in terms of the spectrum, it lies more towards the professional side of things rather than the sporty side of things. So as a result, it sort of has a different look to it than those that you might have seen me review in the past. So let's start with the front of the pack so you can see what's going on here. The most noticeable design feature here is that you have a single zipper that does go across the front, and what's underneath here is your organization panel. Might be hard for you to see in here, so I'll be sure to provide photos of this. You should know that it goes the top opening from here all the way to the very bottom of the pack. And there's one large open slot here, a pocket. And then in front of that pocket are several pockets that are divided up. And so you have two square pockets. I would say they're probably on the order of 6 inches wide by about 6 inches deep. And then there are two pen slots as well. Again, I'll show that in the photo. So pretty simple, but good organization. I love having organization panels on the outside of a pack because you're always going into and out of this area. The zipper that encloses this area is huge. It's a YKK number. I'm gonna have to look more closely here. Ah, this is a 10, okay? So this is a huge zipper to go in and out of that compartment. And the other thing you should know, it has the water-resistant coating on it, so it'll prevent water from getting in there. It's not going to be waterproof, but it certainly is going to be weatherproof. At the very top of the pack, we have a quick access pocket. This is not fleece-lined, but it is a pretty good size. So it drops down, so the extent of it is just beyond the outer edge of the zipper opening, and then it drops down to right about here. So just above this zipper opening that we have the opening, the pouch right here. Easily could fit your sunglasses inside of a case, easily could fit any sort of phone, potentially both of those things without any problem. You know I love these things because I am a prescription eyeglass wearer, so I always need to have a place to put my sunglasses and swap them in and out when I'm going inside to outside, etc. And another thing you should note here is the zipper pulls are easy to grab onto if you're wearing gloves or mittens so that you can zip and unzip without too much of a problem. Okay, so let's turn around and look at the suspension system here. Pretty simple suspension system. It's a small bag, so it doesn't need to have anything really beyond what you see right here. I would have liked to have had a sternum strap because there are times where I have to either cycle or race across campus or something. And if you don't have that sternum strap to stabilize the load, it does feel like this thing could bounce around quite a bit. But again, it's a smaller pack, so you're not carrying a lot of weight to have it bounce around too much. So it does have a nice, smooth, professional look to it as a result of not having that sternum strap, and you benefit from not having things dangling off your pack. It's fully adjustable, and you can tell that they are shaped. There is mesh backing on the part that touches your body to allow for better ventilation. And you should be able to see here, there is relief in the back here to allow for better ventilation as well. It acts kind of like a chimney to allow perspiration to escape without you getting all sweaty backed and such. Note too that the shoulder straps can actually disconnect from the bottom of the pack like so, and that these straps are stowable. They can slide in right behind the back foam panel, which is actually stiff. There's a nice, it must be plastic, it has to be plastic, it's not metal. There's a plastic frame sheet behind there to give this a good bit of structure to it. And don't forget too that having frame sheets does allow the pack to distribute the weight across your whole back better, so it's more comfortable to carry heavier loads when you have a frame sheet like that. There are some packs out there that are just floppy mesh back there, and that really doesn't do much in terms of your comfort. But let me go ahead and disconnect both of these, and you can see that they completely hide away inside this panel, which is kind of nice. It has a nice clean look to it. And obviously you can see here on the top there's a handle, so you can treat this like a briefcase. And in fact, this does a pretty good job. There are a lot of packs out there that claim to be able to go into briefcase mode, but when you do that, it just looks like you're holding on to a backpack on its side. Whereas this one really could get away with looking like a briefcase. It's a pretty clean look to it, nice professional look to it. Note too that Aer does include a shoulder strap to connect to these two D-rings right here. And so you can certainly use this as easily as a shoulder bag if you wanted to. Across the back there is a luggage pass-through, so you can see I can put my hand all the way through here. It allows you to throw this over the handle of rolling luggage when you're running through the airport. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the interior of this bag, the main compartment. Again, huge number 10 YKK zippers. They didn't go cheap on that. They definitely used the best possible hardware. So this does open in a clamshell style. I wish it unzipped a little bit more here so it would open a little bit wider, but it's not terrible. I mean, it allows me to have pretty good access here. And let's spin this around so you can see that here on the panel that faces further away from the straps, on the inside wall here, you can see a large mesh pocket, and it's zipped. And you should note too that even this is much stouter mesh than most of the mesh that's used in backpacks. So this thing even is going to last longer than you could imagine. Really good size here. Okay, they didn't skimp on the size of this mesh pocket. And then you can spin around and take a look at this side here. And you got a couple things going on here. This large opening in the back is padded all around. So the front has some foam padding. It's obviously padded with a frame sheet for the actual back of the pack. And this is where you would put your 15-inch laptop. I think you can even put something a little bit bigger. If I'm not mistaken, Aer says that you could fit a laptop that's 15.6 inches. So a good sized laptop can go in there. My 15-inch MacBook Pro goes in here, not a problem, easy. And then in front of this you have a document panel, so you can put in file folders. I'm actually able to fit my iPad Pro into this area, so it's a good size. And then you have two gusseted pockets down here, and you can put any cables in there, your chargers, etc. And then the rest of the bag down into the bottom is just open to allow you to be able to access the full volume here. So you can see the depth of this bag in terms of how much room you'd have at the bottom, subtracting the pockets for the laptop and for the cables. So now let's go ahead and fill this pack with the things that I typically carry on a daily basis. Okay, there you have it. I fit everything in here that I typically carry. So even though it's a 23-liter pack, it's a little bit over 23 liters, it can carry everything. It's a little bit tight, I will admit to that. I'll show you in just a moment the camera divider that I have, or the camera case / holder that I normally have. Notice that it can't actually fit all the way to the bottom. If it did, it would probably allow this pack to actually stand up on its own because it would fill out and give more shape to the bottom. But I just can't squish it down in there. I could if I really forced it, but then I really wouldn't be able to keep my camera and my headphones and everything that I need to put in there. Okay? So it does fit my stuff. It's just a little bit tight. All right, so a couple things to note here. There is no external water bottle holder or water bottle pocket. And obviously that's a design choice. If you have a water bottle pocket hanging off of this thing, it sort of loses that beautiful simplistic look that it has that they're trying to go for, that clean professional look. There certainly is enough room inside the pack for a water bottle, but obviously I prefer to have external water bottle pockets. Additionally, because there's nothing on these straps here, right? It's nice and clean. Again, a nice professional look. However, as you may know from my other videos, I do like to have at least 2 lash straps on this because it allows me to hook my ID, which is on a lanyard, to that spot. I always have to use it to buzz into classrooms or buzz into buildings, and so having this thing accessible right next to my shoulder strap would be really handy. As it is, it's not too bad. I found a loop on the side here and I can reach behind and grab it without too much trouble, but it would be nice to have it on here. Again, it was a design decision here. Aer decided they wanted to go for the clean, simple look rather than putting doodads essentially on the shoulder strap here. All right, so let me go ahead and throw this on and tell you how comfortable it is to wear with it under full load. The shoulder straps fit nicely. There are no hot spots. It allows me to sort of fit it directly to my body, and it's sitting fairly high. It does feel a little bit warm in the back. I'm not sure what they could do there other than making it have perhaps a little bit more structure to sit a little bit more off the back, but really it's not bad. This is comfortable enough that I could easily wear it and ignore it, and that's really the most important thing here. I do like the way it looks. Sometimes I like to have a bag that can be dressed up a little bit more, and this certainly is the kind of bag that you could wear with a suit and nobody would think twice about it. So, nice bag by Aer.